Hello? I don't think Hank is here because he's even busier than I am, but maybe he'll be here soon. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I hope you can see me. Um, the light is weird. Oh, but I don't know how to fix it, and I need a Diet Dr. Pepper. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm still here. You can. I'm sorry. Oh, things are a little bit crazy here at Complexly headquarters in Indianapolis because, well, there's a lot going on, is the short reason. But also, yeah, mostly there's just a lot going on. VidCon is tomorrow, which is exciting but stressful. Or VidCon doesn't start tomorrow, but I have to go to California tomorrow to do some pre-VidCon stuff. And I was in Michigan last week. I made my annual stare at the horizon and voiceover for 4 minutes Michigan video. And that was fun. But it was not relaxing, really, to be honest, being in Michigan with 7 children under the age of 10. And also, I am behind on work because I spent the last week with 7 children under the age of 10. So anyway, I'm happy to be here, and I'm very happy to be talking to you. It is the highlight of my day. The rest of my day is going to be difficult, but that's okay. Oh, the other good thing is that I've been spending the last couple of days. My friend Philip has been here, who makes Kurzgesagt, the wonderful German educational YouTube channel. It's very possible that Hank is not going to come at all because it's very possible that Hank is like on a plane or something. But I'm here and I'm going to do my best to hold the fort. I used to think it was hold down the fort, but then my brother told me that's incorrect. Lauren asks, what percentage of the time do you think John will talk about the World Cup? That's up to you guys, really. I was very happy yesterday. I was happy both because I got to see the game and because the United States won it. I felt bad for the Netherlands, as my son Henry told me while watching the game. He said, "You know, Dad, these are the only 2 countries I've ever lived in, and they're playing each other." And I realized that that was true. Those are the only 2 countries he's ever lived in, and so I feel a kinship with the Dutch national team and with Dutch football in general and with Dutch people. The Dutch Nerdfighter community is really strong and was really strong from the very beginning, and so I always feel it felt a little weird to win the World Cup against the Dutch, but we won the World Cup, which is pretty amazing, and I thought the team played really well. I actually thought that, I thought that it was the best football I'd seen us play, better than against, that like crazy 20 minutes against Thailand where they totally fell apart. So I was really impressed, and I never really felt like we were in big trouble. There were moments where I was like, this is starting to feel like the kind of game where one fluky goal might decide it. But then the U.S. really turned on the afterburners in the second half, and Rose Lavelle especially is just so good. There's a 22-year-old, I can't remember her name, young woman on the Dutch team who I think is incredible and has a huge future. Like, she dribbled around almost the entire U.S. team at one point and just like couldn't finish, but she looked like Messi out there. But I think Rose Lavelle is also just an incredibly good ball handler, and she's getting to now she's starting to become a little bit more of a clinical finisher as well. So that was really cool to see. Hank is here.
Hi, John. I had an idea.
Okay.
What if you did a soccer game, but you've made everybody play different positions? And or what if you did it so that all the goalies got to play all the other positions one day?
In FIFA or in real life?
in real life. You could do it in FIFA because that sounds like fun too.
So your proposal is that the goalies would have to play outfield positions.
No, you take the entire league, take
Yeah.
all the goalies,
Mhm.
and you say you guys are playing a game now. Y'all get to have the different kind of fun, and
Like
then
11 goalies
11
playing.
goalies.
Do you have a goalie play goalie?
No, you have like
So
Lionel
10
Messi
goalies,
play goalie.
10 goalies and Cristiano Ronaldo in goal.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not going to be a good product. I mean, one thing I would say is that there's two fascinating facts about that idea. Number one is that goalies are much better at football than you would expect. Like they're much better than
But
you
of
or me.
course, they'd kick my butt. Yes.
Right, right. And then the second thing is that every team has a couple of regular players who are better goalies than you would expect because they
Sure.
occasionally train in the event of an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite, actually, one of my very favorite YouTube videos or YouTube video genres is like when goalies get red cards and the team is out of substitutions. And one of the regular players has to like put on the goalie gloves for the first time in 7 years and like kind of get ready for the penalty.
Yeah.
I love it. Like regular players making saves with the big goalie gloves. It's amazing. It's golden. So yeah, I think I think there's some things I like about the idea.
What if you made all the front fielders play backfield and all the backfielders play front field?
Um, yeah, that could be fun. I mean, all of these ideas make football a little worse. It's my only criticism of the
The
idea.
thing I like most about the goalie idea is that like you keep them in their goalie outfits though, so that everybody on the field is wearing a different color.
Yeah. How are that would be beautiful. How are you doing?
It would make the game a little worse though. How am I doing?
Yes.
I am mostly over my cold, which was substantial and really kicked me down pretty hard.
Yeah.
I had one of those like I went to like I'm gonna go lay in the bed and then I like just fell asleep and I slept all night from like 5 until like 5 in the afternoon until morning time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucked.
Getting back from vacation with 7 children, I unsurprisingly have a little bit of a virus, and so I'm tired, but I'm also not sleeping well because I'm pretty stressed out. So it's kind of a bad mix at the moment.
Yeah, I'm doing the pre-VidCon thing where I wake up and I'm like, well, I'm not going back to sleep now.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
VidCon.
VidCon.
It's hard to believe this is the 10th VidCon, Hank.
I know. I just got off. The reason I'm late is because I was talking to a reporter about VidCon, and
The Vanity Fair guy or somebody else?
this was Cena, and he had so many questions.
Wait, like John Cena?
CNET.
Oh, CNET. That's not as cool.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working. I've been very nonstop this morning, and I did not get a chance to look at the podcast questions except for like literally the first two.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay, I'm glad that you have faith in me.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right.
You have done your work, so that's good.
Hey Hank, did you invite Jenny Owen Youngs to the podcast because somebody suggested her in the survey 2 weeks ago?
It's certainly possible, but I don't think so. I think I was thinking, who did I meet at PodCon who's great?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I also have not really taken a long, hard look at the questions, which often leads to our worst episodes, but occasionally leads to our best episodes.
Yeah.
However, when I am really tired and my head is in another place, it does not usually lead to our best episodes.
Right. Yeah. When we're both super exhausted. I thought Jenny was a fantastic podcast host, by the way. It's almost as if she does that a lot.
Yeah.
But if John, you drop out, she's very high on my list.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna drop out soon. But I don't want to do this. I don't know. Actually, I can kind of imagine podcasting for the rest of my life,
Right.
depending on how long my life is. But yeah, whenever I feel overcommitted, which I do at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
I always start to think like, geez, what should I not be doing? How do I do a better job of setting my own priorities?
Yeah. Right.
Joshua asks, sorry, go ahead.
And we need extra time, because if we don't have any extra time, we'll never get our soda syrup business off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing about our soda syrup business is like, unless we're gonna quit everything else and become full-time soda syrup developers, which by the way, like, I could be talked into. I don't think it's a good idea. Like, we can't keep going. Although I'm about to launch a new channel, and you just launched the amazing and beautiful Journey to the Microcosmos, so maybe we can keep going. Like, there's obviously something inside of me, and also I think inside of you, that like wants to work a lot and like wants to work, like doesn't is not content with not working, because like yeah, and
I both have a like an inclination toward that, and also sometimes I feel like a moral obligation.
I do not feel a moral obligation, but I do feel, yeah, I don't feel happy when I don't work. So I also kind of don't feel happy when I do work sometimes, but I really don't feel happy when I don't, but I really feel unhappy when I don't work. So
Yeah.
anyway,
What's your new channel, John? Someone asks.
oh, I can't talk about it yet.
When does it launch, John? I ask, as someone who knows about the channel.
I don't know.
I think
September?
it's August.
August?
August.
It's August or September. And we're going to get to, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to announce our big project with Partners in Health at VidCon, but we are going to get to talk about it a little bit, and then we'll talk about it. I think we're going to be able to announce it in September. So those are the biggest things on my horizon. But also, I'm like planning to do a Twitch fundraiser for that project.
Nice.
In August, just to see how that goes. Like, what's it like if I am a Fortnite pacifist all the time?
Right. Well, hopefully you've got somebody who knows how to get a Twitch stream set up to like help people give money to give like noises made or something.
Yeah. I got Jacob Carroll, my child labor, on it.
Okay. I think it's a good idea. I was watching my friend Greg last night. He does a thing on Twitch where he watches a movie and you watch it with him.
I did it. I did that. I was the co-host of that.
Oh.
When he did Indianapolis.
Grease 2 last night. And so Catherine and I watched Grease 2 with Greg.
Yeah.
How
was it?
It seems very questionable in terms of copyright, but otherwise wonderful.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's copyright friendly, but like, I mean, look, copyright is the worst. And I feel that I can say, as somebody who's like profited from intellectual property laws more than almost anyone on earth that isn't the Walt Disney Corporation, copyright is the worst. We have some questions. Can I ask you some questions?
Yes.
Please feel free to leave questions in the comments, by the way. Joshua asks, is VidCon less stressful after the Viacom deal? Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I won't say this publicly, but one of the primary reasons for the Viacom deal that it was.
No, I would say the
stressful
reason. Yeah. Hank, did you watch enough of the World Cup to have a favorite women's player of the tournament?
I didn't watch any live World Cup.
Well, I'm happy to answer the question then. My favorite player of the tournament was Rose Lavelle. I just love the way that she plays. Alex Morgan has always been, I just think, like a complete badass, and I like her a lot. But my favorite player of the tournament was Rose Lavelle. Nicole asks, "Are you excited for VidCon?" Yes, but also very nervous.
Do you know what I'm doing at the Gathering of the Nerdfighters, John?
No.
I'm gonna invite.
We have not talked.
It's true. We really haven't talked a lot. Hi, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm gonna have a number of audience members put on gloves and surgical gowns
Okay.
and give them a lot of gushers,
Okay.
and they're gonna milk that gush.
Oh God.
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna take a shot and report on the taste of the gush
All right.
in my live punishment.
Will you? Can I make a request?
Yes,
Will you provide enough backstory to this inside joke that people who are not intimately familiar with every facet of the inside joke will get it?
I think that will be necessary, and thank you
Great.
for reminding me.
All right. What about the Gold Cup, Hank? What are your thoughts on the Gold Cup? I bet you $100 that Hank has no idea what the Gold Cup is.
I will not take that bet.
Yeah. Hank's thoughts on the Gold Cup is that he cannot believe that the richest nation in the world, with a population of 310 million people, cannot find 11 yahoos to play football.
Are we not going to the Gold Cup then?
We went to the Gold Cup. We went to the Gold Cup fund. The Gold Cup is only the teams in North and Central America. So to win, you only have to beat Trinidad and Tobago, and Mexico. But we couldn't beat Mexico. So Yahoo.
We did play though. So they found the Yahoos to play.
I mean, was that playing? Yahoos. I mean, after watching the Women's World Cup, I was just like, and I also watched the final of the Copa America, the South American tournament, and I was like, in both those games, you have people who I mean, everybody. I didn't question the passion or ability of anyone on the pitch, and I did not feel that way during the Gold Cup final.
Oh my God. I have so many after our podcast today, John. I have like back-to-back interviews with journalists, and
that's always fun.
What?
That's always fun.
And it's also what I did just before this.
Yeah.
Right before Dad called me and was like, Hank, let's talk about warehouses for DFTBA. And the one that we're looking at right now, John, I don't want to like put any pressure on you, but the one we're looking at right now, by chance, has a commercial kitchen in it, which would be useful for a soda syrup company.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
By chance, just happens to have a commercial kitchen.
Last thing we need to do. Are you buying? You're buying a warehouse?
Thinking about it, yeah. We're kind of outgrown the one we're in.
Oh God,
I know.
I don't like it when
Dave wants a window. So does everybody else who works there.
I don't like it when things shrink, but I also don't like it when things grow. Reminds me of that great Simpsons car. There's a moment in The Simpsons where Homer gets down and he says, on his knees, he says, "God, just please don't change anything." And then the next day, he finds out that Marge is pregnant with the third child.
So it's not. People are asking about the warehouse. It's not a guaranteed thing or anything, but we're thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if we can get a commercial kitchen as part of the deal.
God. Do we need Hank? Did you watch Stranger Things 3? I haven't been on a television except to watch soccer in the background in like a month.
No, I did not watch Stranger Things yet. Catherine and I are watching Pose right now.
Oh yeah,
it's an FX series.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I love
it a lot.
Isn't it set in like 1988?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great in New York. It's a great set.
It's so good. It's so good and so weird and just like good people. I just love things about good people who are being good to each other.
Yep. Yeah,
that's what we're watching when we have time to watch.
I'm very interested in that right now. People being good to each other, media that finds, acknowledges, and lifts up the idea that people should be good to each other. It does not seem to be the most popular media.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I am very interested in that. And like, I'm interested in making that too. I think that's what I love about Journey to the Microcosmos. This is only tangentially related, but it feels like let's pay very careful attention to the universe that goes completely unnoticed in our current discourse. And those are the things that I want to pay attention to. Like, I do not want to feed the content beast. I do not want to feed the algorithm beast. And I think that's why it has been like really, really rewarding to see the audience of the Anthropocene Reviewed grow so much in the last 2 weeks, because it's not an algorithmically friendly show,
Right.
but people are
Yeah.
still finding it, and that feels really, I don't know, this feels really nice.
Well, I mean, that's one of the great things about podcasts is that there isn't an algorithm. It's
Yeah.
just recommendation. That's the only thing that does it. And
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of an algorithm now, but it's not like what you see on YouTube where it's all algorithm.
The new episode of Journey to the Microcosmos is out now, John.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
It just came out a couple hours ago. It's really good.
What's it about?
It's about stentors, which are these very, very big single-celled organisms. They're like this long. So
Whoa.
like you can see them with the naked eye.
Wow.
And yeah, so they're bigger than some bugs, and they are really cool and weird and have lots of superpowers. So we did this episode on just like one organism because we'll be talking about them a lot because they're also really good species to like easy species to keep and easy to
You can
find.
like follow them.
What?
You can follow them over time.
Yeah. And also one of the things that they can do is if you cut them in any like into like 100 bits, like each of the 100 bits will become its own cell. So they're very durable, and they are very effective eaters, and yeah, they're voracious. We have lots of good stentor footage.
Cool. What content do you think has fostered the most positive community interactions? What content of yours? I don't know.
Ours?
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I think that Vlogbrothers.
Yeah, probably Vlogbrothers, but it's got a 13-year advantage over everything
else. Lizzie Bennett Diaries.
Yep.
Is big one for me. I saw someone cosplaying as Lizzie Bennett recently, and I was just like, that's so great. It's still happening. That's definitely one.
Hank, do you have any thoughts on Biden's apology this week?
I don't. I did not follow Biden's apology, to be honest with you. I saw that an apology occurred, and I find it to be early to be paying attention to everything that happens.
The election is in 483 days.
Well, it turns out I was right about it being a little too early.
In Great Britain, they have 6-week election cycles, and everything there is great.
I'm so hungry, John. I didn't get a chance to eat. That reporter talked to me for so long.
Completely refused to pay. I know that like last election cycle, I made a video where I was like, I'm not going to think about Donald Trump until 100 days before the Indiana primary. And then I am convinced that is the main reason why Donald Trump became the president of the United States.
You let us down, John.
I know. But I'm not paying attention to I think there are big issues that do not have to do with like the presidential horse race. And like, I also listen, I get involved in horse races, versions of them every weekend called soccer games. And I find them like deeply engaging, and I feel very passionately about them. And so I don't like begrudge people caring about it.
Right.
I just don't want people to mistake, in the same way that like I sometimes can mistake caring about football for caring about something that is like extremely like the most important thing that human beings are doing right now. That is not the case. Football is not the most important thing that human beings are doing right now. And yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of good candidates for president. That's my answer. I feel like that's a politician's answer, but that's my answer.
I watched the second presidential debate. By chance, I was in a bar where it was playing, and I thought to myself, you only need to get like 60,000 individual donations or something to be up there.
Yeah.
And I could do that. And then I could go up there and be like, whenever the question turned to me, I could be like, man, everything you people have been saying sounds really smart. And I know that you don't all agree with each other on everything, but like, I think that everybody here is really going, like, working hard and thinking hard about how to make the world a better place for the citizens of the United States of America. Thank you. I yield the floor.
I mean, okay, counter argument. That's not the most efficient use of 60,000 donors' money.
$60,000 to get me
Still,
up on stage, and then I could be like, and if you're listening, please donate to Partners in Health.
maybe, yeah, okay. Like, I would only be okay with that if you then agreed to like donate every dollar that was donated to you to
Yeah.
Partners.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's the only way I would be
Make
okay.
it happen. The problem biggest problem I have with it is that, like, by virtue of being at the debates, people hate you. And
It's
I just don't
true.
like having people hate me.
Oh God, I dislike having people hate me and like having people criticize me on the internet so much.
I
Like, I
know,
don't
it's
want to
wild.
do it, but I care so much, and it's such a bummer to me. Like, it
Yeah.
makes me so. It's the dumbest. It's like middle school that I let it affect me, but I do just like I did in middle school.
Yeah,
Let's
I
change.
mean, when Oren tells me that he would rather have mommy put him to bed, like, that hurts my feelings. He's 2.
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't hurt my feelings as much as when people are like, say that I like cashed in by writing the same book over and over again or whatever.
Yeah.
Hank, speaking of which, Whitney McGillicuddy, which I don't know if that's your real name, but I hope it is, asks, "What are you both reading?" I am reading, as you can probably tell from my last 2 videos, both of which either quote or are directly inspired by Annie Dillard's Pilgrim at Tinker Creek. Tinker Creek, which I could like make 100 videos about, and the next episode of the Anthropocene reviewed quotes. And I read it in college, and for some reason I liked it then, but I didn't understand that I was up against like a major work of sacred literature, and now I do, and I really love it. So I recommend it. Hank.
Yeah, I haven't read Pilgrim at Tinker Creek since grad school. I'm reading what it's called, Fall by Neil Stephenson.
Oh,
It was wild. It's a wild little journey it takes you on. It starts out by being like, I'm gonna be about this, and then it's like, nope, I'm not, and I'm not at all. It's gonna be
yeah.
weird Greek pantheon thing happening. And because of the curveballs, I've had a bit of a hard time loving it because my expectations are not being fulfilled. But that's part of the glory of Neil Stephenson.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, although obviously he's a very different writer and much better. I was thinking a lot about Neil Stephenson, like how do you, like his way of not fulfilling reader expectations or like not giving payoffs.
Yeah.
In ways that don't make readers totally turn off. When I was writing Turtles All the Way Down, because I knew that like all the expectations and hopes that you would have as a genre reader weren't going to pay off. Like this is not really a spoiler, but like either the kind of like romance genre expectations or the mystery novel genre expectations. And so like how do you like have people close the book and care about it and feel like they didn't get hosed,
Right.
while still feeling like yeah.
Yeah, I mean the problem is like what I liked about Fall in the beginning is not there anymore, and I liked it. I was like, I see. People think they're going to solve a problem, and it's going to get much worse because of their so.
Right.
That sounds exactly like what happens when you put too much power in too few hands, which is what we're doing with the information economy right now, and and the attention economy, and I think that's genius. Well done. And then it was like, and that turns out to be a short story I included in the beginning of my book.
Oh,
Basically.
that's cool.
Yeah, basically wasn't like this sort of the same characters are involved, but it just like sort of hangs out there all on its own.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Is it like integrated into the book or not really?
It's integrated into the book, and that's why it seems like it should come back, and it just doesn't. So it's like it's told as if it is part of the story, and it's sort of like it's kind of like here's what happened in the meantime. So like an event occurs that, and then like there's the meantime, and then there's the whole rest of the book that is about sort of like the thing that the book is actually about, and this meantime area is very uh compelling. I think ultimately it's a little ham-fisted, but like uh but I think it's really like I sort of have a voracious appetite right now for anybody who's talking about near future speculative attention economy stuff.
Yeah,
I just want that very badly because it's what I'm writing about right now.
right.
It's what we need to be worried about right now.
No, I mean, I think it's what we need to be worried about right now, insofar as the attention economy is doing a terrible job of telling us what we need to be worried about right now. But
Yeah.
like what we need to be worried about right now is not the attention economy as such. It's the fact that the attention economy is distracting us from like the grave and real problems of human suffering around the world.
Yeah, and a thing that I have been frustrated by is the lack of discussion of human suffering outside of the sort of like small cabal of people who uh, are important in this story, and I'm just very interested in what's going on anywhere else besides with those people, but I'm not getting anything. But there was such a great discussion of what was going on with the rest of the world in that little vignette that I was given that it
Mm.
makes me extra thirsty for it.
All right, we've now gone over our time, which
True.
is bad form, and we are sorry. Uh, so thank you for being here. Thank you for donating to our Patreon and supporting the work that Complexly does. And we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good week, everybody. Bye.
Hey now.
Oh, no. I knew that.